Sup guys, dinofries here, and we are going to talk about Wayfinder today. This is the early access, and I have been playing the crap out of this game. I checked my Steam, and I have close to 100 hours already. The game only came out like not even 2 weeks ago. Like it would be 2 weeks this week. A lot of that time was spent in the queue, but I would say real playing time was like, I don't know, maybe like 60 hours at this point, maybe more. Yeah, and I am max level, as you can see here. I got my Venomous, my main, to 30, and I got one of my weapons to 30. And as you can see here, I did all my main story quests. I have a bunch of side story quests I haven't do because they're kind of they're bothersome to do, so they're boring. I did all my job quests and I did all my priority quests. So yeah, I've been playing the crap out of this game, and I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what Wayfinder is all about. And so in this video, I want to tell you guys what Wayfinder is about and whether or not you have played already or want to play. I'm hoping this video will give you guys my perspective from someone who has reached max level and someone who really freaking enjoys this game. But there are problems. Let's get the notable ones out of the way. The queues were ridiculous. They're mostly gone now, but there's still server instability issues, and there's a lot of bugs and stuff. But this is early access, and I am enjoying it so far. So first, I want to talk about the graphics. I absolutely love the graphics. I don't know about you guys, but like I don't need a game to be realistic. I just need it to look good. I need it to have charm. And I mean, look at this town. This is Skylight, and gosh, it just looks so damn good. And this kind of art style and the graphics holds true, I mean, throughout the game, in the dungeons and the bosses and the other areas that you go to. The game looks so good, you guys, and it runs pretty smoothly. I get pretty steady FPS. And yeah, so first thing I want to do is take you guys on a dungeon and then a boss, and show you guys some quick gameplay, and we'll talk about it as we go along. So here is the gate that you will mostly be interacting with in your time, because this game at its core is a dungeon runner. You're either pretty much in Skylight or the Highlands, which is the open world area, but we'll get to that later. And there's this dungeon selector. So these are dungeons, like to the name, where there's mobs and chests and things like that. You have these, and then you have these as well, and then these purple ones are bosses. We're gonna do one of those as well. You have these, and you have these question marks. They're not in the game yet, they're coming out soon. So let's go ahead and just run one of these, and I will take you guys on a little dungeon. We're just gonna do sphere 1, and we'll talk about what the dungeons are like. I'm just going to run through it quick. So here we are in the repository of knowledge. This is the dungeon I like to run the most because it's pretty straightforward. Usually you explore the crap out of these dungeons. There's mobs, as you can see. I'm just going to run through it. Sorry to my teammates, but I'm just trying to show you guys what these dungeons look like. There's stuff to pick up. There's an arc stone. There's these memory fragments you pick up. There's events. This is an event in particular. I guess we can do this really quick so I can show you guys. Oop, it's not working. As you can see, this game is buggy. I'm actually not sure if I'm supposed to do something here, but I know that this event in particular is bugged out. So let's just go ahead and run over to where my teammates are. And yeah, as you can see, you have 2 teammates if matchmaking goes well. And you just run around and explore the dungeon. There is an end to sight. Sorry, I ran backwards. Here, I'll show you guys my comet really quick. So you have 4 skills. You see that in the bottom right corner. So I'm using a shotgun so I can aim down the sight. Shoot, shoot, shoot. There's different weapons, which is great. I'm going to show you guys some other weapons later. But this is my main build, which is what I run. And let's see if we can find other stuff. There's a memory fragment, which I showed you guys before. And then there's always these like mandatory things you have to do. So there's like a mid stage, which is this. And then there's a boss in the end. So this is my second skill. Drop down a poison cloud. This is my number 1 skill, shoot out poison needles, and I have this dash, which leaves behind cloud and heals me. Gonna just clear out these enemies, and then hopefully I can build up my ultimate. You actually have 2 ultimates. You have an ultimate on your weapon, and you have an ultimate for your character. So you see in the bottom left right corner, the 4, that's your class ultimate, and then the one with the bullets is my weapons ultimate. Okay, another arc stone. Oh, can't pick that up. This is another event. You give the trickster a key, and then you try and guess which of these has the prize. Yeah, I'm gonna let my teammates do that though. You're welcome, teammates. Here we go, finally. So there's chests. Some of them are locked behind this puzzle thing. You go bop, bop, bop. Open it. There's these minerals you shoot for materials. These purple things are like checkpoints. Here's another chest. I'll let my teammates take care of that one for time's sake. Let's see if we can get, so there's doors, right? So in these doors, there we go. Some more chests, some more minerals. You get the idea, right? Like, this is what the dungeons are all about. And some more enemies. You actually can just skip these, which I'm gonna, so I can speed up this process for you guys. Here's another event. And then here we go. Here's something I can show you guys in events. So there's usually like 1 event in dungeons. So this one I have to give, I can give them one of these and it'll spawn whatever I want. I like the war bear because he's slow. So we're gonna go ahead and kill these waves of enemies. And as you can see, the combat is very simple. You guys might not like that, but I personally like it. I like when there's like not that many skills to use. I do wish there was like 1 or 2 more maybe, and I think they might be introducing more. But I personally like when there's not many skills to use. It makes the combat like a lot more chill. I don't like MMORPGs. I'm not saying this is like a traditional MMORPG, because it's definitely not massively multiplayer. I mean, my party is only me and 2 other guys, and I believe instances can only go up to like 20 or 25 players. But I personally like simple gameplay. It's very chill. I have so much fun just like going through these dungeons and running bosses. Oop, gotta use a potion. As you can see there, you have 6. Okay, here we go, ultimate, because I'm getting my ass kicked. Trying to talk to you fellas. Oh, it didn't work, because it's early access. Let's use another potion. Here's my ultimate. You just kind of shoot out a bunch of your shotgun shells, and that can be boosted up to 3, and you can unload all 3 at once. But yeah, as I was saying, like, some MMORPGs have a lot of skills to use and stuff, and in my opinion, like, that gets a little too complicated. Like, I know like Final Fantasy has a bunch of skills, World of Warcraft has a bunch of skills. I prefer this. Let me clear out these enemies. You guys can just watch me get a sense of the gameplay here. As you can see, if I had missed that reload mini game, then my shotgun reloads slowly, but if I hit it, then I get 3 fast blasts, which is what you want to do with the shotgun in particular. Alright, summon the warbear. Here we go. Another thing I want to bring up, since I kind of went over a lot already, and I'm just kind of trying to clear this dungeon really quick to get to the boss fight, and then also show you guys the boss. So the whole core of this game, as I was mentioning before, is just like running dungeons over and over again, you know? And something that I really don't like about this game, because it's certainly not perfect, you know? I mean, aside from being, it's in early access, so hopefully these things get fixed. But the loading screens, which I skipped, I don't want you guys to sit through the loading screen. The loading screens are too much. Man, like, you hit a loading screen after every, also if you fall down, you see that you get revived by your teammates, and you have like 6 respawns total for your team in the dungeon. The loading screens in this game are brutal, you guys. They're so brutal, and it really matters because this game is just running dungeons and boss fights over and over again, and to have to sit through a loading screen every time, it just really messes up the pace, because this is the kind of game where you jump in and you jump out and you play, right? And I've been playing this game a lot on my Steam Deck lately. Oh, sorry. Freaked out there. I've been playing this game a lot on my Steam Deck, and it's so nice to just lay in bed and play this game. But the loading screens are like brutal, Okay, so here's another mid-game one. There's usually just one. Sometimes there's two, I guess. Just gonna clear out these guys real quick. But yeah, the loading screens are super annoying. Because it's a drop-in play kind of deal, But I mean, aside from that, I mean, you guys know, as I mentioned, I've been playing this game for like a lot, a lot. I'm so obsessed. And so like personally, so I did not spend a dime on this game. I got a code through my employer. I write for a video game website that covers multiplayer games, and I got a code through my job for free. So I got in for free, but you usually would have to pay $20 to get access to the early access. So here's a boss fight. This is always at the end. This can change. He appears sometimes. It's usually different, so it's just like a special event in a way. But yeah, I personally, I would have spent $20. Like if I didn't get this game through my job and I looked at gameplay, I would have spent the $20 personally. I mean, there's a lot of issues, and it is going to be free to play on launch. But I would say it's worth the $20. I've gotten so many hours of enjoyment out of this, but I mean, it's not for everyone. Like if you don't like running dungeons, if you don't like simple gameplay, you might not like the art style of this game, or maybe you just don't want a buggy mess and you might not want to do it. Anyway, dungeon's over. Let's get out of here and I'll show you guys what a boss looks like. Okay, so here we are in the Sanctum of Light. I'm showing you guys this boss in particular because she has pretty cool mechanics that most of the bosses have mechanics. They're not just like damage sponges. They have mechanics, but this one I feel like shows like the coolest mechanics. And I've fought this boss so many times farming that it's like just super easy for me. So let's go. So she has different phases. So this is her first phase. She throws these like little ground plasma wave thingies, and you kind of just focus damage on her while dodging those balls and these little thingies. I got hit because I'm not paying attention. And another thing I want to bring up in this game is the matchmaking is all over the place. What I'm not showing you guys in this video is, well, I'll talk about it, but there's imbuements, so there's like modifiers you can put on your dungeon, like fire, like poison on the ground, like the fire that the enemies do fire damage to. Shadow, meaning they leave like shadowy bursts on the ground that hits you. So I'm not showing you modifiers, and the thing about modifiers in this game that's super annoying is that I think that other players have to put the exact modifiers on as you do, and there's two modifiers you can put on too. So if you thought getting the same modifier as someone else was hard enough, there's two that you can put on. You have to get the same exact two. You team up with people, and I can't tell you guys the amount of imbuements, they're called imbuements, or modifiers that I've lost, because they're like, they're not unlimited. You have to find them or craft them. Can't tell you guys how many I've lost because I go into a dungeon or a boss fight and no one's there and I can't do it by myself. But luckily, if you don't put any modifiers on and just go into the dungeon no matter the difficulty, usually you find people. So like I got these two with me, even though I could probably do it by myself. All right, so now we're in the other phase. So I could show you guys a cheese method for this next phase, and I actually will, but I'll also show you guys like the real way how to do it. So now, okay, so ready? So this phase, she summons these things, and so you have to like dodge these like Tetris things, and yeah, you dodge them, and I think it's really cool. But also, there's a cheese method. You could literally just fall off and then look down and be like, oh, okay, she's still throwing blocks at us? Okay, I'm gonna wait up here. I don't think this is intentional. This might be fixed. And you just drop down when she's done with her bullshit.
Better hold your breath.
And then she does it again. So I'll try and be brave for you guys. But if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna leave. Oh! Fuck that. I'm out. But I still think the mechanic is pretty cool. And it's hard, man. Like, without this cheese method, it's like actually a challenging thing. Let's revive this guy. Get back in there on the ults. And she's dead. And yeah, that's a boss fight. Yeah, let's get back to Skylight. Okay, so I disconnected. But we're back here in Skylight. That's what Wayfinder Early Access is all about. Just want to show you guys some other things in Skylight. So you got to refill your flasks every time you go to a dungeon. I personally don't like that, as I would often go into dungeons without flasks. Here you use, like, you get these gloom stones, which you use to upgrade stuff, and you also make these imbuements, which is what I was talking to you guys about before. And then there's like other things you can do in Skylight. I will say I wish there was more stuff to do in Skylight, because it's so nice to walk around, but there's not much. Here you can trade helper coins for some stuff. You get helper coins by joining the helper queue, which is a cool feature actually. I actually really like that. I like that you get rewarded for doing it. There's these things. These are like your warp points, but most of your time will be spent in this area, Market Row. So you have this guy. You can make relics, which are like accessories. I'll show you guys that later. Here you make weapons. You can buy some for gold. Those are just the base weapons, and then you could craft weapons, which I'll also talk to you guys about later. Let's see what else we got. There's this guy. Buy accessories and craft consumables. I'm mistaken. Wait, sorry. Relics are what again? I actually have never used this guy before. These are accessories too, I believe. Yeah, those are also accessories. Pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, accessories are also relics. There's a lot of inconsistencies in this game. Then you can go up here. Oops, sorry about that. So then you can go up this lift, and there's only really like one other NPC for me to show you guys, which I'm gonna do now. Play elevator music. So there's this woman over here, and she sells you housing items. Now you may be asking, wait, housing items? What? That's right, there's house in this game, which I'm going to show you guys next. Travel to my room, my apartment. Welcome to my crib. As you can see, a bunch of stuff is glitched out. But this is my house. You get a house, well, you get an apartment, and there's really not much to it. I mean, you can interact with some stuff. That was pretty cool. I actually have never done that. You got some stuff. I mean, it's not that interesting in my opinion. But yeah, you get a house. There's a cup, and this is my little pet. The only thing you really need to know about housing is this thing right here and this thing right here. So you have these artifacts. Here you go, manage artifacts. So these actually matter. As you can see, this one gives me more gold, and this one gives me a buff when I'm at full health. And yeah, that's the housing system. Not much. Let's go over to the Highlands. All right, welcome to the Highlands. So this is the only open world area in the game. There's mobs that you can. There's people like running around. There's mobs that kill. There's areas to explore. You know, materials to find, and there's even world bosses, which I'm going to show you guys, which is really the coolest part. Of also there's quests. You know, they're like you see that new objective quests. There's like stuff to do. I personally don't really enjoy the Highlands, um, but I'm sure that like the people would enjoy it. Like I'm sure people wouldn't mind just like running around and like just killing enemies and doing stuff. What I have found the Highlands pretty much only useful for at this point in the end game is a world boss. This is the map for the Highlands, by the way. It's really cool when you first explore it. There's a lot of things to experience, but once you've explored it all, you're kind of like, okay, I'm only going to go to the areas where I need stuff from. But over here, there's a world boss, and I'm going to show you guys that. Okay, you guys, the world boss isn't spawning for me, but I'm going to include a video in this section right here of me fighting that world boss and defeating it. But this is where it spawns as a big fire dude. And here's some more stuff that happens in the Highlands. There's these big like purple spheres that happen, and it's like a little event that you can do to clear it up. And yeah, I mean, like, this is the Highlands. You know, it's open world. It's cool. And this is actually a great place to practice, actually. So here, let me show you. So I showed you guys the shotgun. Well, I'm going to show you guys some other stuff. So I have some weapons here. As I mentioned before, you can craft weapons. This, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, requires grinding. You have to get certain things from certain dungeons and bosses and materials to craft these weapons. I was given Epitaph, Nightshade, Typhoon, Ransom, and Slice and Dicer, but I crafted Tempest, Night's Edge, Harvest Moon, and Arcstorm. And I'm going to show you guys like what these weapons do. Like, so you saw my shotgun before. That's the weapon I use for the most part because it's the most powerful. Might be the most powerful in the game right now, but it's also just the most powerful for my character. This character, just because I've built her for crit. And actually, let me do that first. So as you can see, characters have stats. I've built her for crit as best as I can, at least crit rating and crit power, because the Tempest is a shotgun and does quick damage fast, and also it's a burst, so it hits a bunch. And the way you get stats is through these accessories. So you can equip 3 accessories and they have different stats, as you can see here. And I got this one, this one, and this one. And you can also change your stats through these echoes. So as you can see, I have echoes equipped. Some do special stuff. For example, this one is landing a critical strike. It does one of 3 beast effects, but I've built her for, you know, health and crit rating and crit power. You can really tailor your character to do whatever you want. You also can put points into your abilities to make them do some more stuff. Unfortunately, at level 30, I only was given 7, sorry. So I couldn't max out all my skills, which is a kind of a bummer. But I think they're going to let you do that when they increase the max level, which they're going to introduce. Each character also has passives, as you can see here, and these are your weapons. So this is for the shotgun, which is under the rifle category. You also have affinities, which is right here, so you can basically tailor your character even further. You can also boost your weapon, the weapon you find you really like. And as you can see here, you also get affinity perks. So these are special perks that you can do, also making things a little more customizable. There's also masteries, so there's 3 here. This one does more rifle damage at long range. This is for crit chance, and this is for reloading on dodge. So let me show you guys the Arcstorm. So this is a like a plasma cannon. It's a rune cannon, I believe. Different from the shotgun, obviously. I pretty much though I use guns on this character because she's built for range. So let me go ahead and just shoot something and show you guys what the Arcstorm is all about. Whoop. Oh, she keeps killing them. I'm trying to film a video. So there you go. Shooting the Arcstorm, shooting the Arcstorm. Cool, right? There's also the Nightshade. This is what the Nightshade looks like. It's a semi-automatic gun, so it shoots out 3 bursts. I feel like I picked a really bad spot for this, didn't I? Because she's taking all my guys. Let me run over here and show you guys what the Nightshade is all about. Where's that purple sphere at that I showed before? Okay, here we go. As you can see, this is the Nightshade. So like all the weapons do different stuff, you know? And they have different ultimates too. So let me show you guys the ultimate for the Nightshade. So you go ba ba ba, and it becomes an automatic, which is pretty cool. Let me show you guys the Arc Storm's ability. Just build that up real quick. So back to the Arc Storm. And then you do this. You go, bah. Cool, right? Now let me show you guys my other characters. So yes, there's other characters, not just this chick I've been using. I've only been using these 3. Don't listen to this one. That one was a mistake I made. So let's look at Kairos. So Kairos uses a scythe usually, as you can see here. Looks super badass. And his skills are totally different than the character I was using before. And so let me show you guys what Kairos is all about. If I can find people to use my... This chick is taking all my stuff. Okay, so he does this and he generates these orbs that are floating around him and it goes ba, ba, ba. He's a big ability user. Then you can also put a mark on a target, and then this is what the scythe looks like. Slow but powerful. You can also block with it, and then his this is his thing, and he also has an ultimate, which I will charge really quick and show you guys. Alright, I finally got the ultimate. Here we go. Boom. Big damage. Almost died. As you can see, my Kairos is not very leveled up. I'm only level 11. And now let me show you guys the other character, Nis, and I'll show you guys these other 2 daggers I have. So this is Nis. She is an assassin, very different from Venomous and Kairos, which I just showed you guys. Let's go hit some bears and show you what she's all about. She does this cool thing where she dashes forward, she goes backward, she does this thing where her dodges become other shadow clones, she throws daggers, and she has like a bunch of combos, which is really cool. These are the daggers in combat. You want to build up combos with them. Also, she could parry. Let me show you guys a parry, because the parrying, you know, I normally don't like parries in games. I'm just like, what? Well, I just want to deal big damage. You know, I just want to deal big damage, not worry about blocking. I'll dodge, but I don't want to block. But the parrying in this game is actually really cool. I'm gonna show you guys it right here. Hit me, bear. Nope, not that. Boom. Wait, let me try again. Hit me. Hit me. Boom. Chika. Yeah. And it's like super powerful because it breaks their posture big time, and then they get downed for a bit, which is cool. Now let me build up my ults a bit and show you guys Nis's ultimate. So this is the dagger's ultimate. You go like this, bop, and you have like a huge buff that you can do. Okay, now let me show you guys Nis's ultimate. She just spams these, she can spam these shadow dodges basically. It's really fun, and also like you barely get hit, so that's cool too. So that was Nis's ultimate. Now let me show you guys the this last weapon I want to show you guys. I showed you guys everything else. The Slight's ultimate was just that like big spinny thing I did before when I was showing him off. I should have specified that. So let me show you guys this last weapon. These are the Knight's Edge. And you build this shit up by like executing combo finishers, which is that bottom left, those like blue diamonds. Okay, here we go. So you go like this, bah, and you have these little daggers that seek an enemy out. And yeah, that was my little showcase of those 3 characters. But obviously there's like other characters. I didn't even craft all the weapons. I didn't even show you guys all the weapons. I didn't even show you guys all the characters. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this game, but at the same time, there's also not that much. And I'm going to show you guys the next area, what I mean by that. Welcome to Deepwood Holt. This really cool snowy map that I was so excited to get to when I unlocked, because I love winter maps. It's my favorite biome in all video games. Whenever a game has a wintry map, I'm always like, automatic 10 out of 10. Not really, but yeah. Unfortunately, I wish this was an open zone as well, just like the Highlands, but it's simply just a place to go for these gates. It just kind of advances the story, but really you never come back here once you finish this quest line, because you can access all these gates through Skylight, and there's more to do in Skylight. This is just like a hub area, as you can see. There's only Skylight, Highlands, and Deepwood Holt. And yeah, this kind of concludes our video. I pretty much showed you guys everything there is to the game. Showed you guys, you know, what the character sheets look like. I guess the only thing I else want to show you guys is there's a reward tower, like a battle pass kind of deal, where you unlock stuff. It's mostly cosmetics, but it's like you know, you get a gun skin, but you also can get in-game items. And then there's also the shop. So this is what the shop looks like. You can buy characters with real money, you can buy weapons with real money, and the real money is through this rune silver. And it's really just cosmetics. I will say that I don't think the game is necessarily pay to win, because you can just get the resources to recruit these characters through grinding. And like I showed you guys, I made these weapons simply through grinding. And yeah, some of them took a while, but in my opinion, if you enjoy the core gameplay loop of this game, you're not going to get too burnt out by this. I mean, you might craft in all these weapons, but I mean, I would just say craft what you want. And I don't really see a problem with having to pay real money just to skip that process, because I mean, people don't have the time, and I think that's okay to give them that option. And plus, it's going to be a free-to-play game. They have to monetize somehow. But yeah, I mean, that's Wayfinder. That's what we have thus far. I mean, in conclusion, I'm still enjoying this game even after all these hours I put in. I'm kind of running out of content. Oh, look at that! Perfect. What a way to end it on. Let's end it here. Yeah, the bad things with this game is pretty much what you guys already kind of see. The server instability is super annoying. There's bugs, but I'm excited for new content. I'm excited to see where this game goes. And yeah, that's Wayfinder early access from a professional who has reached max level. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and comment below, have you guys played Wayfinder? What do you guys think? Let me know again down in those comments below. And also check out my merch if you want to support me. And yeah, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Peace out.